There she goes. All right.
All right, you ready?
Yes, always born ready.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Work It Wednesday. Again, we're really excited. My name is Elizabeth Seary. I'm the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning for Foundations, Inc. We host the annual Beyond School Hours Conference. So our goal with these webinars is to bring a little bit of Beyond School Hours to you every Wednesday throughout the summer. So we are really excited again to have Meredith Lynn. She's the CEO of Right Brain World, and today joining her we have Maritza Ogun,
Woo!
Anna Maria Joint Union High School District, and Leslie Morgan of Harrison County School. So thank you, ladies, for joining us. And Rona is there as well, Right Brain?
Rona Cleary.
Thank you, and I'm going to turn it over to Meredith.
Are you going to stay and play with us today again, Elizabeth?
You know, I can't help myself. I love this.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Okay. Hi, everyone. Monique, no problem. Ava, Cecilia, Madeline, Chandler, Janaya, we love you. We're here. And if at any point you want to pop your cameras on. Oh, there she is. Thank you, girl. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here again. I have to tell you, we've been doing these every Wednesday with Foundations for the last few weeks. We do other ones on Tuesday, just our own blasts to whoever we know. I could do this all day long, every day. Elizabeth, I understand, like your world, to plan a conference where this is all that's happening in person. This is too much fun. And so many, and it means a lot to us that with all the Zooming you're doing, that you're taking this time to sit here with us. And some of you have been to most of our sessions. Like, this is incredible to see Jennifer here and Griselda and Monique, and I can't even believe it. It's very touching. And I want to just say a couple things at the outset. The first is that after this, Rona Cleary, wave your hand. She is, everyone's going to introduce themselves for a quick moment, but Rona's our Director of Program Development. And after this, you're going to get an email from her with...
From Paula.
Oh, from Paula. From Paula. Paula is the blue sun who won't show her beautiful face to us. You can imagine, picture the most beautiful woman you've ever seen. That's Paula. She's going to send you resources that you can use instantly, immediately, this afternoon, tomorrow. And we're going to show you some of them and do what you're going to get. A version of it is going, hello, Paula. A version of it is going to be used today on this call. The other thing I want to say is that we've been doing these now with Foundations for a few weeks. And every time we have it set, this is our hour. And then there are shares. People on yesterday's call, they had some important things to say. And the time tends to stretch a little because we don't want to, you know, if Courtney raises her hand and has something to share that we all need to hear, I don't want to push it along just so we could get to everything. So what's been happening, in all honesty, all of these have gone another 20, 30 minutes for sure. So if anyone needs to jump off at 11, I'm sorry, whatever time, in an hour, wherever you are, of course, do that. We will be here till 11:30 for anyone who's hanging around, because I talk too much. You have things to say that we want to hear, and we have too much we want to do with you, and it's too fun. I can't hang up. This is a little what it's like to date me, just so you know. Okay, so I would like for, I'm the founder and CEO of, hi Barbara Thomas, oh Paul, of Right Brain, like Elizabeth said. I'm honored to be here. That's kind of all you need to know about me for now. And I want Maritza to introduce herself to you. Maritza has been a partner of ours for a long time. She goes to conferences with us. She comes to trainings with us. She will tell you who she is. And when you hear her story in this context of engaging English learners with creativity, it's pretty powerful stuff. So take it away, Maritza.
Hey everyone, I'm here in California, not sunny today. It's really overcast.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty overcast and it's kind of chilly. So I know, amazing the changes in weather. But yeah, thank you, Meredith, for the introduction. So what happens is I I arrived in the US when I was 11. So I pretty much fit the demographic of our EL students. One of the differences is that when I arrived, I was what you would call a educated newcomer, because I finished school all the way to 6th grade. So I could read and write in Spanish. Those skills transferred directly right as I came into the US. Within 1 to 2 years, I was pushed into a regular English class by teachers who saw the potential of me, right? So anyway, one of the things that I wanted to mention was that when I first arrived, there wasn't really an official or something systematic for teaching students that are ELs. And I was pretty much placed in a sink or swim situation.
Mhm.
But nowadays, with all the work that people are doing across the country, I feel that students have a better chance of having their needs met. And I feel that programs like this don't scare kids away. They're creative, they're engaging. I didn't have that opportunity. The only reason I was successful and, is because I happen to have, like I said, a strong background in literacy. And so anyway, but yeah, that's a little bit about myself and where I come from. And now,
What you do, Maritza?
yeah, and now I'm an ELD coordinator for the district in Santa Maria Joint Union High School District. Our students speak English, Spanish, Mixteco, Zapoteco. And so that's kind of like our population, mostly migrant students. And so, yeah, but I've been teaching for 18 years in anything from newcomer classes to regular English classes. So I'm pretty familiar with that. I taught 10 years in middle school and about 5 years now, I don't know, I'm losing track, in a high school. But yeah, I'm excited to be here and, any help, any resource that you might need, I might be able to help you.
Thank you, Maritza. Okay, great. I want to just say I really love that. I love that Maritza is the EL coordinator in a huge high school district, and that she has the same story as her population. I think that's a beautiful connect, and it's really important. Leslie, can you very quickly tell us who you are? I told them earlier, Leslie developed our newcomer program. She's our right brain EL specialist, and she's been working with our program for a long time. Let me just say, this is not a pitch for our company, but we will be using our approaches for you to accomplish what we're trying to show you here, which is how to engage your English learners through creativity, especially in this distance learning model. Go, girl.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So my name is Leslie Morgan. I am based in West Virginia, and I am an EL specialist in my district, working with everything from pre-K to seniors in high school. I've taught overseas, I've taught at all levels, and I've been in my current district now. This will be start of my 11th year and working on 20 years of teaching. So my heart is English learners, and I just love what, like Meredith said, this isn't our pitch, but I have to say, in the process of working with English learners, for us in our state, writing was what was holding our students in the program longer and keeping them from being reclassified proficient. And we were just searching and searching for something, some new approach, because I know for me and for us in our district, when our students came to us, they were like, Mrs. Morgan, we're so tired of writing, our English isn't good enough. And we have over 25 different languages in our district. We are West Virginia and we're small, but we have a huge diversity in terms of languages for us. And lo and behold, our paths crossed with Right Brain, and it just was transformative. So, but today is really about sharing some of those strategies and things and using our materials to do that, but we'll also share out other ways you can do that as well. And we all know we're in a new world with the remote learning and the distance teaching we're doing. So we'll be talking about some of those things with you as well. So it's just a real pleasure to be with you today. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Leslie. And Rona, you do some incredible things when you're not here. give us a quick intro to you, and then we're going to get into it, people. Where's everybody's faces? Where are you? They're going to come, Rona. You're going to call them on.
I will be honored if people show their faces. I'm Director of Program Development here at Right Brain, and I'm a former ESL teacher, taught English as a second language in Europe, and then here in Los Angeles, mostly with Chinese and European students. And I also currently teach creative writing in juvenile halls in Los Angeles County. I'm doing that remotely now. So it's a whole new world, and I'm really
Whole new world. Okay. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Oh my God, look at everyone jumping on. Okay, we want to dive right in. And show you something. There we go. Wait, you know what? Can you go back, Rona? Let me go back, because you know what? Some people, I think most people know what we are, but just in case they don't, I want to just show you, where is it? I want to just tell you that what Right Brain is a standards-aligned narrative and creative and reflective writing course. So it's PBL and SEL, curriculum for the school day, programs for after school that make published authors of original children's books of our children. So we went with all the research that said that when you give a young person, and this is particularly true and proven with English learners, there's research on it on our site and in the Zeitgeist, you can find it. When you give a student images instead of blank paper, when it comes to writing, and the images serve as prompts, their imagination goes through the roof, the fear goes out the window, there's a place to start. Hello, May. And they write from a free, it's when they talk about free write, this is truly free. They don't have the sense that they're being graded, that they're being judged, because all of the content that we use, the visual content, are from children's books. And it's K-12 and adult ed. So our core product, where you would you would write a children's book that's already illustrated and have it published. They're illustrated children's books that have no words. They have lines on the pages, right? And then through a whole academic process that's disguised to just feel like the fun, just stuff you got to do to get the published copy, then the book is published. It's a hardcover, gorgeous book with a dust jacket, and every word inside is the child's, it's their writing. And the most magical, lovely thing about it is that their photo and bio is in the back of the book. So they wrote it, right? This is a 12th grader at a charter school here in Los Angeles. That's the illustrator. So they essentially partner with an illustrator, and who they will never meet, to author a children's book. But the process is quite robust, and they outline and they develop story and plot line and character and settings and leads and conclusions the way a real writer would a real book. Are you feeling me? But because they're children's books, they don't mind doing it, and they want that finished copy all the way up to the 12th grade, where in a lot of high schools, Maritza could tell you that. So that's the base of what we are. It's writing to children's images. That's some stuff we're going to be doing today. So Rona's going to show you something that we're going to send you today. Elizabeth, you're so good at it. Would you read out our little C12 core component wheel?
Sure. Comprehension, commitment, critical thinking, confidence, communication, connection, character, collaboration, curiosity, compassion, courage, and creativity.
Fantastic. This circle here, we call it our C12 core component wheel. Every lesson plan in our curriculum guides, every activity in our after school program guides, everything in this wheel is happening at the same time, all the time. It's designed that way. I can't think of a lesson plan or an activity plan where one of these is not activated. So we believe that this is whole student development. You're not the top of the class, the valedictorian, but you got this stuff going on. There's self-esteem that's possible for you, right? I'm the girl. I was a very good student. I had good grades. I still didn't get into the college I wanted to go to. I didn't want to go to the ones I got into. I didn't go to college. I don't have a college education. I'm pretty smart, and I value what is brilliant about me. And I want to elevate the self-esteem and the personal sense of of value that our students have. And our English learners, they need that. They're living in a world and in a time where they need to feel okay to stand tall within who they are. And I say it on every call when we talk about this population, and you know it because you serve them, you work with them. They're living in a time where half the country wants them on the other side of a wall, quite literally. So if our students could start to identify these things, understand what they are, and be able to connect them to aspects, characteristics in themselves, I think they have a chance to feel more successful. And I wanted Maritza, could you connect this, Maritza, to that, how you want them to think about connecting it to their population?
One of the things that that came up yesterday was that we asked the groups to kind of select, one of these and think about it and see how it applied to them. And there was someone that selected character. And the conversation about character was really interesting because we talked about how it's important, like Meredith said, to build their self-esteem. And something that we've been working with in our district is student engagement and building students' self-pride. That is something that has to be embedded in the lessons as a requirement from now on. And so,
Wow.
So this is really interesting that is self-pride, because what happens is our students come in and they lose themselves. They don't know who they are. I mean, I went through that process as well. And so our students are kind of in that. And so this is really good because our students coming from poverty, most of them, really struggle with even comprehending what these are and expressing their emotions. And because all of these are very abstract to them. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that it's something that definitely you don't want the students to kind of lose who they are. And so this wheel definitely is something that can help them build them from inside.
I love that. And we're going to send you this wheel as well as a PDF of the wheel, on the second page of which are something called class conversations. It's how you could, Rona developed an entire program based on this wheel called our WheelWorks SEL program. There's so much you can do with just this orange circle. We could do webinar after webinar just on this orange circle. And I want to say, guys, you do webinars. You show up for lots of webinars in your career, I'm sure. I want you to know we think that these conversations, like Jennifer unmiking and sharing something personal that might touch our hearts, that's interesting to us. We want to include that on this call. This isn't going to be just you seeing things and writing things down and seeing things and writing things down. So we're going to dive in now, and there will be times I'm going to hope some of you will unmic and share something that you want to or need to share or think everyone would benefit from hearing. And it could be, this is all SEL for all of us too. Okay, we would spend 1 million minutes on this circle. You get it. Next, Rona, what do you got? We're going to send that to you. Okay, everyone have paper and pen and pencil? We want to do something with you. I hope Jessica, Monique, Cecilia, Anna, Madeline, I hope all of you whose cameras are not on. Yesterday, there were a handful of people whose cameras weren't on, and then after they started writing their first stories, they started unclicking so that we could pick them to share. So feel free. Look closely at the next illustration. The stuff we're going to ask you guys to do today, we get that for you, this is simple maybe, right? But it's different. I guarantee you haven't done most of it, but we want you to have the same. Jessica hasn't eaten all day. That's okay. We want you to have the same experience that your kids are going to have of this little PowerPoint we're sharing with you. So we're going to take you to an image, and all we want you to do is make a list. You're only going to have 30 seconds. Just make a list of all the colors you see, okay? Take it all in, 30 seconds. Come on, Leslie. Ready, set, write. can hear pencils.
10 more seconds.
10 more seconds.
And that's 30 seconds.
Okay, Yesenia's like, woo! Woo! Yesenia broke a sweat. Also, the times on the bottom of the images will be different in the thing that Paula sends you. We made the time shorter for this and for you. Curtis, where are you taking us? Don't worry, you don't have to tell us. That was
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm going upstairs, and because we're
No
getting more downstairs.
Okay, let's go back to the image. Who will read? Let's see. Who will read their list of colors for us? Jennifer, you want to do it? Can you unmute yourself? Read your list.
Sure.
Of colors. Thanks.
Okay, I've got 9, red, blue, green, yellow, black, tan, gray, aqua, and white.
Okay, aqua. Okay, does anyone have, I have a couple, anyone have colors she did not say? Who has colors she did not say? Okay, oh, go ahead, Melanie Guerra, unmic yourself. I mean, unmute yourself, you know what I'm saying.
I also had silver, gold, brick red, faded black, a sand color, I didn't know how to name that, and a faded orange color.
Nice. I had, oh, Curtis, you did this on the walk? Your hand is raised?
I did it before, but yes, I also had, and I put kind of like a wood red. I noticed like a rich blue water color, like an aqua. Then like kind of a dark black color I took note of with the flag.
Oh, nice. I had turquoise. I had purple from the little windows. That's all I had that was different. Here's the thing, Maritza. So that was simple, right? For your English learners at any level, just make a list of colors. And by the way, everything we do today, they can do it in their own language first. They could do it in their own language throughout. Sometimes when English learners get a chance to write creatively in their own language, without the shame or blame of having another language, in a lot of, I don't know where all of you are from, there are places in this country, it is illegal, literally, to teach them in their native language in an English language arts class. How crazy is that, Courtney Clark? I see you shaking your head. That is nutsy Fagan, nutsy. So a list of colors might seem simple to you, but Maritza, share some of the stuff you shared yesterday about just that, just the basic colors.
So even though, given the level of the students, right, when you want to differentiate in the classroom, yeah, some of the kids that are not moving as quickly, learning English, yeah, they'll have the colors red, blue, white, which are the primary colors. But there are other students that might benefit from learning aqua, right? And so something that we're working with Dr. Pagan over at the Santa Barbara County office. And something he mentioned was that even though these are newcomers, like if you're working with EL kids that barely arrived 1 or 2 years in the US, that you should not keep them back from learning more difficult vocabulary. That it is okay to embed it from the very beginning. And of course, we're talking about creative, writing right now, but it also applies to information and material, right? You want to give them a vocabulary that increases the rigor of the class, not insult their intelligence, right?
Yeah, but you know what? How many of you, I mean, raise your hand if you have kids. If you have children, it's this, my sister has 2 children, so I have nieces, and I noticed instantly from the time they were born, my sister always talked to them like they were grown-ups. I don't, May is shaking her head. I don't mean that she shared inappropriate things. She used big words. She just talked to them. There was no dumbing it down or simplifying of language. And they're crazy verbose, very literate. My niece is in a poetry class. I cannot believe she's 9 and wrote these poems. She was just like, she just talked, and we tend to, I find in schools and in society in general, we tend to talk louder and dumb things down for people who don't speak English. perfectly, right? I mean, it's a thing. I also want to say, just because it's a moment to say it, systemic racism is alive and well, always has been. We all know it. It's just so on every, it was on every, it's on everybody's mind now more than ever. And as educators of these students, hi Darla Ball, as educators of these students, like when Maritza was talking earlier about bringing in these things that help them have self-pride, it is okay for you to take a moment in the middle of your academic rigor to meet the, you know, the test that's coming, to have conversation about how they're feeling about what's, yeah, Courtney, about what's on the news, or, you know, I mean, you don't want a lawsuit, but just to open conversation, let them talk, create some space for it. It's really important. And if you have emotional intelligence as an educator, good Lord, bring it into the classroom without fear. I just want to encourage that. I mean, who am I? But I'm just saying. Okay, go back to that picture. You're going to get 90 seconds only. Make a list of details describing the setting. The setting. So we're going to, for this moment, we're going to take the characters out of this scenario, and we're going to look at the environment. You're going to describe the environment only. Make a list, 90 seconds, notice as much as you can. Ready, set, write.
Thirty more seconds.
Look deeper, look a little deeper into this image.
Remember, setting is time and place.
Nice, time and place. Thank you, Rana.
Okay, that's 90 seconds.
Awesome. If you did not write when in the day or evening or when this scene takes place, take one more second and just jot it down, what it looks like to you. Okay. Will someone, how about Casey? Casey Medlin, share with us. Unmute yourself, share us your list, sweet girl.
I chose sunset. So
Nice.
for the time of day.
Nice. Did you write a whole list of details about the setting?
I do.
Oh, share.
I did wet, sunset, shipwrecked. I wrote hungry, feed me, Seymour, fright or startle, melody, music, creepy, deserted island with shallow waters.
Nice. Okay, awesome. We're going to point something out after. And then Darla, will you unmute yourself and share your list of, oh, look at that smile. Darla, you have the best smile so far on the whole call. Everybody smile. Try to do better than Darla. I don't think so.
I was warned about you.
You were warned?
I was warned that you would call us out.
I think it's a call on you. Not
okay, okay.
I'm kidding. What do you got?
I put that we had an angry fish or something in the bird's mouth, but that it was calm. Nobody was going anywhere because the boats all had holes in them.
Okay, so let me point something out that happened yesterday, happens in sessions, and it will happen with your English learners. I love when we do something and we actually want a certain thing to happen so that we could connect it and make a point and support you, and then it happens. It's like a dream. So the specific instructions on the card you read and what we said verbally was to remove the characters, remove them from the image in your mind and just describe the environment, the setting, right? And each of you spoke to the bird, the music. That's cool though. The sound of music is in the environment. The fear, I imagine, of the pirate. When Maritza was saying yesterday that there are times you're going to communicate something, it's going to seem very clear to you and your students, any level. By the way, even if they're not English learners, we had a whole bunch of people on yesterday who didn't teach English learners, but jumped on anyway. Maritza, talk about the comprehension piece you were saying yesterday. They might not get it the way you clearly said it.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, we understand that sometimes some of our students are more visual learners and a lot of us are more visual learners. So something that definitely as a scaffold that you can do is definitely create a chart for them, put a chart up on the screen for them to fill in categories, because sometimes categorizing information is a way of organizing. And in the student's mind, it's a lot easier than just to randomly. And plus, they might not have the vocabulary to, I don't know, talk about time, but they might have the vocabulary to talk about like a physical object versus writing about emotions happening in the story. So
Right.
that's a way you could kind of tell the level of the kids too, that, you know, how they're functioning. Mm-hmm.
But before we go to the next thing, which is going to be describing the characters in detail, I want to say that in this distance learning, and the fall will be hybrid or distance for pretty much all of us, your kids can often, it's even better if you want to show them a graphic organizer on the screen, make them make it themselves on paper in front of them. Have them, or just say, I want you all, doesn't matter how old they are, draw a box on the screen, create 3 columns. It's going to look like this, right? You hold it up. Any chance you can give them to have to look at the screen and then create something on their own, as opposed to just looking at the screen and typing. Anytime you can get them to write with a pen or a pencil, you are activating parts of their brain. Synapses are triggering that simply do not trigger in the same way when they're typing. Are you feeling me? It's left brain, it's right brain, it's all whatever. But the point I wanted to make is that a lot of teachers in the school day, let's say they said, let's write about the setting. Kid raises their hand and describes the characters. That's wrong. There's a right and a wrong, and that was wrong. There's no right or wrong with the stuff we're going to send you. And if I look at Darla, and if as an educator, you could say, you know what? This came up yesterday. I think maybe I didn't communicate clearly. Let me try again, because I don't think my direction was super clear. What I want you to do, and then explain it again, give them a chance to get it the second time, right? Let's do that for our girlfriends and boyfriends and husbands and wives too. Are you feeling me? Courtney Clark's like, I'm gonna go talk to my husband. So it's very important that they don't feel, thank you, Anna Lopez. Thank you. I'm here all week. I really think that's important to say. They just might not get it the first time or the second time. Here's a bunch of grown-ups. You're all a bunch of grown-ups. We're educators. You're educators. Rona, put it on the screen. Write details about the setting. I said it. I even supported it with get rid of the characters. And still, that's true for all of us. Everyone is going to do what just happened. It's totally natural. Their instinct is to write to what they connect to and they can relate to characters. We want them to be able to see the setting and speak to it, because the writing of setting is transferable to other writing they're going to do in the school day, in other subject areas, in an essay or an application for a job or a college application. You feeling me? You get it, right? Okay. Here she goes back. Okay, someone, Courtney Clark, will you unmute yourself and just read what's on the screen?
You betcha.
You betcha, girl.
I gotta move everybody's faces so I can read it. Make a list of details describing who the characters are and what they look like.
Great. Give them a name. Who are they and what do they look like? Ready? 90 seconds. Go.
Just 30 more seconds.
20 more seconds.
And that's time.
Nice. Okay. Let's see, I'm looking. Sandra Osborne, that makes me so happy. Anna Lopez, do you want to share with us? You want to unmute yourself and tell us your list of details describing the characters? Unmute in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. Or Jessica Tilley, oh, there she goes.
I have 3 screens, so I have to apologize.
Oh.
I have to find my mouse. So I named them Murphy, Mari, and Mo. Just because. So Murphy is the pelican, and he's dirty white with black tips. He's very slow on land and a little dull. And then Maury is the green fish, and he's a shyster, and he's very argumentative, even to the point of death. And then Mo is the pirate, and he happens to be a crab. So he's tubby, and so he is unsure and timid, and so he scares easy.
Nice. That was a very good description of who these characters are. You went to who they are as opposed to what they look like, right? I love that. And the directions were, but it was awesome. And the directions were, who are they? Give them a name, which you did, and what do they look like? But you took it to who they are, which is awesome. Another student would not have been able to get there as fast. Are you feeling me? So the same thing just happened. So you'll give them another chance. Who else? Can one more person? Yesenia, do you want to unmute yourself and share?
So I actually stepped away. The only thing that I got to do was name them. And I said Sally the seagull, Peter the pirate, and Larry the fish.
Good enough. We like it. That's great. Okay, if it were up to us, you'd all get to share. So now here's what we're going to do. You're going to take everything you did, your list of colors, your list of the description of the setting, and what you wrote about the characters. And I want you to imagine that this image, that there's a children's book and a child, a 6-year-old child, just turn the page of this children's book to this image that Rona's going to put back. And what is the story, the narrative, the actual words that would be printed onto this page of this children's book that you would be reading to a small child or that they'd be reading on their own? Take all your list and all your details, write an actual little narrative, 2 minutes, ready, set, write. Come on, Jessica Tilley. Uh-oh, I feel the 30-second warning coming. Oh no, okay, good. Come on, Jessica Tilley.
Now it's 30 seconds.
Oh my God.
And that's 2 minutes.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. Curtis, you have
Yes.
this proud of myself. I like what I wrote face on. I think you need to share. Also, I want to point out, I can't see Chandler's face, but I'm pretty sure Les left, maybe. I think there might be 3 or 4 guys on this call. And I just want to say we love when the men join the webinars and are teaching our children and care this much. They need to see you in the classroom, and we really appreciate that you're willing to take the pay cut. Go ahead, Curtis. Share
Okay.
the whole
So
story.
I didn't get to finish, but I did write. So it was a long day of frustration for Captain Jenkins. During his departure to the unseen lands, the pirate captain had grown reckless. Being entranced by his own music, he hadn't realized that his ship had wrecked onto the shore of an unknown island. And that's where I was able to
What do
stop.
you mean? That's everyone give him some yes. That was awesome. That's enough. A child couldn't really take in much more. So just know you're writing a children's story. Kids don't need they don't need an epic page of text on a picture like that. Let them, right? And your English learners, that's a lot what you just wrote, Curtis. And I want you all to know when you get all this stuff and you use it with them, you will see at the beginning, they're going to write, some of them might write a sentence, a few words or a sentence. By the end of this experience where you utilize the tools that Paul is going to send you, that we give her, you're going to see 2 words become a sentence, become a paragraph. It's going to happen. I want, and that's a guarantee or your money back. There's no money, it's free. Okay, Curtis, that was amazing. That was totally awesome. Does,
You said my name a million times. Don't you want to hear mine?
We got to hear your story. Oh my God. Come on, Jessica Tilley. Inspire us.
Frog lifted up Igor's mouth and in a very angry voice shouted, "Why did you bring us here, Igor? That captain looks crazy." Igor, in a garbled voice due to Frog being in his mouth, said, "Don't you hear the music, the sweet sounds coming from the ship?" I wanted to get a closer listen, but that would be garbled, obviously. Just then, Captain Fish noticed the 2 foreign creatures on his ship and felt very confused.
Fantastic. That was fantastic. Jessica, listen, look at everyone where you can see faces. Do you not see smiles, a bunch of grown-ups smiling?
Yeah.
Yes, Courtney, that's right. Hi, Monique, this is fun. It's fun for even grown-ups. It's okay if literacy building and vocabulary building, ELA and ELD is fun. That's okay. Let's do that for them, right, Maritza? Right, Leslie?
Definitely.
All right, Maritza, will you take us? Oh my gosh, what time is it? Oh, good. Will you take us through sentence building?
Yes. So just to set the context, some of our students sometimes, even when they become long-term English learners, right? They've been in the country for more than 5 years. What ends up happening is a lot of the students write no more than a sentence, and not very detailed and not very descriptive. And so we need to kind of move them away from writing simple sentences into more compound, complex sentences. And so one of the easy ways to kind of do it is by guiding them through this following exercise. So the students need to identify the who, Move them beyond that. Okay, what's going on? What are they doing? Describe where they are, with whom, and why. So if we go to the next slide, as you can see at the very beginning, the students will be able to do Juniper. Cool. But then you want to prod for more information. Well, what are they doing? Oh, they're playing dress up. Oh, got it. Okay. Okay, so where are they playing dress up? Oh, Juniper's playing dress up in the attic, right? So we've gone through the who, the what, and the location. With whom? Juniper's playing dress up in the attic with her friends, Julio and Mikey, right? And so now you're being more descriptive, you're involving more characters. And the last one, I think, will be the most difficult for the students at the end, but hopefully, you know, with some guidance, they'll be able to make it all the way through. And now we have this lovely sentence. Jennifer's playing dress up in the attic with her friend.
Jennifer.
Oh, Juniper. Did I say Jennifer? My niece is Jennifer.
Oh.
Yeah, look at me, see again, Jennifer. Juniper is playing dress up in the attic with her friends, Julio and Mikey, because she wants a special outfit for her birthday party. Now we know more about the characters.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So now we're giving you this image. It's easy to say who and just say who is doing what and just say is doing what. Like Maritza said, the point is to build the sentence. So the time we're going to give you, you might not have time to write down every word and then tag it onto the beginning of each sentence so that the why is as full as what it was in the example. But when you share it out loud with us, please do that. Does that make sense? Just because we don't have the same amount of time. Okay, so Rona's going to she's just going to give you 90 seconds, only because we're on a webinar, right? 90 seconds. Who is doing what, where, with whom, and why? Ready, set, Griselda, write.
Thirty more seconds. And that's 90 seconds.
Fantastic. Okay. Courtney, Griselda, just because I called your name the first time, do you want to unmute and share what you came up with? You're muted.
I just wrote one paragraph. Sorry. Just it started with the two brothers. They were looking, they were snails at the forest. And that stopped right there.
Oh, that's okay. Who can, Eddie, did you show your face because you did this and you want to share it? Come on, Eddie Robinson, did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
All right, good. Tell it, you're so cute. Oh my God, I'm in love with every single person on this call right now. Oh my God, I love this song.
I said Jack is looking at the aliens on the island with Jill because they are exciting to watch work.
Fantastic. I love that. Courtney, what do you got? Unmute yourself, pretty girl. There we go.
Overall, I don't think you want to hear mine.
Okay, is that true? Come on, Courtney.
Bobby is eating a mushroom in the bushes with his not so besties because he was hungry and doesn't really like them.
With his not so besties. Okay, great. So can someone really quickly read how they, read the word, then read how you built the sentence. Does that make sense? Melanie, did you do that? Could you do that? Really fast, just read like this, blah, blah, blah. Like spell it out for us like the example.
Paul, Mary, and Bubbles, watching Bubbles fight for food. In the forest of Maza, the Bubbles clan is fighting. May and Bitsy, Bubbles, and Paul, scared of what will happen, the Bubbles clan are arguing.
Okay, I like it. All right, so when you get this, you want to show the example. You can toggle back and forth. You want to show that sentence building structure on the screen. If you're working with the kids on the screen with what we send you, show them, because here we are, we're grown-ups, right? So we can do it. They need to actually physically write the who, right? Who is this? They need to physically stick all of those components together to form the full sentence. They need that experience, right? So we don't want them to shorthand like we did. Amen, sisters and brothers, right, Eddie Robinson? Eddie likes me. Can you guys tell? Okay, listen, we know it's 11. So there are 2 more things we want to do with you. We hope you'll stay. Elizabeth has to say some stuff to you guys right now. This is what happens. They go longer, but we hope you'll stay because these next 2 things they're fun, and you guys have been working very hard. Maybe you need a break from your day, and this could be that, right? So stick around if you want to. And Elizabeth, I'm sorry, girl. I just can't do anything in 60 minutes.
I know, it's fine. It's all good. So I just want to say thank you, everyone. Thank you to Meredith and Leslie and Maritza and Rona for joining us. This is another fabulous webinar. Work It Wednesdays, webinars every Wednesday throughout the summer. Same time next week. I hope you'll join us next week. We also hope that you will come join us at the Beyond School Hours Conference in February 2021. We'll be in Grapevine, Texas at the Gaylord, which is a fantastic place.
My favorite.
I hope we can see each other in person. That's my wish and prayer. And also I have to say, please follow us on social media, Foundations Inc. We will put some links in the chat box for you. And again, thank you all for taking time out of your busy lives and joining us for this webinar. So thank you. We'll see you next week.
Okay, don't go. She's kidding. Don't go anywhere. Oh my God, Casey got a snack. Look, we're here. We're hanging out. Elizabeth, I know we're meeting after this. Please, if you have to block your screen and do other stuff, it's okay. But anyone who wants to stay, we want to do a couple more things with you that we know your kids are going to dig and are going to be meaningful for them. Rona, take it away, girl. Unmute yourself. There you go.
We're going to do a little sense memory activity, and this is an awesome way to awaken your imaginations, because memory is actually what ignites your imagination. So here we go. I want you to think about what your favorite snack is for a moment. So close your eyes and imagine what this snack smells like. Now imagine what it tastes like. Think about what it feels like in your hand, maybe what it feels like in your mouth. Does it make any sounds when you eat it? What kind of sounds? And then lastly, what about the texture or temperature of this? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it smooth? Is it rough? Is it squishy? Is it hard? Okay, now you can open your eyes. You're going to write a little a sensory snack poem. So a poem, as you know, can be whatever you want it to be. It can rhyme if you want to. Ideally, it has rhythm, but you're just writing in fragments. It doesn't have to be full sentences. And I'm going to share these questions that will help you write your poem. And you would have your students maybe answer these questions first, but you can do both at the same time. So you're just using your 5 senses, and you want to use all 5 senses to describe this snack. So I'll set a timer, and I think we can do this in 2 minutes.
90 seconds.
90 seconds, even less. Okay. Ready, set, write. Okay, just 30 more seconds.
Yes. Hi, Leslie.
Okay, that's 90 seconds. So who wants to share their sensory snack poem with us? Anyone? Oh, we've already got. Oh, Curtis, go ahead.
Okay, I've got bright and red, seeds of black and white, moist and refreshing, the watermelon melts in your mouth.
Nice.
I should have said next time, whoever shares next, don't tell us what the food is so that we can guess.
We were debating whether we should or not. I was just like, I kind of like the way it sounds at the end, but sorry about that.
No, what do you mean? That's great.
We didn't give you that instruction.
Yeah, that was great. And how much do we need watermelon today, all of us, now that we've heard that? Oh my gosh. Okay, look at Courtney. I love how Courtney has this visual commenting on everything. She's like, She's so cute. Who else can share their sensory snack poem? Because a lot of you, we don't see your faces now. So Jennifer Burdoff, let's go. Share your sensory snack poem, girl. Hi, Monique. Unmute yourself, Jen.
I didn't exactly do that.
Okay, then don't. What did you do?
I was taking it all in. I was actually writing everything down. And then I can answer it.
We're going to share all of this with you so you can use it. You don't need to write it down.
Okay.
You're going to get everything we're showing you comes to your inbox. You don't have to write anything down. You want your students to, if they're on screen with you, but you don't have to. We want you to play and do this the way they're going to do it. Monique, sensory
Yes.
poem, girl.
Okay. Light and crunchy, can be mild or hot, can be savory or sweet. I'm so happy when I eat.
Popcorn.
No.
Mild or crunch? Wait, mild or?
Light and crunchy.
Is it a taco?
No.
No? Okay.
I was thinking of taco.
Oh, is it those Cheetos?
No.
Oh,
is
man.
it nuts of some kind?
You're close.
Okay, what is it, Monique?
Potato chips.
Potato chip. I like it. I like it. Listen, I wrote one yesterday that I liked so much, I wanted to share it because I rarely actually participate on the webinars because I'm looking around and thinking, what are we doing next? But this one, I love this snack so much. You're not going to guess what it is because it's this sweet little chocolate souffle that comes individually wrapped and is sold in a big box at Costco. And the little store around the corner from me sells them for 25 cents, and I get one a day. It's like my treat. So I wrote, "You're warm and sweet and feel like mush. The more I eat, the bigger my tush. You're bite-sized cute and only a quarter. Won't buy more than one. I wish I was a hoarder." Get it? Like, get it? Anyway, I wanted to share that. Here's the thing. If after the call, you can take whatever you wrote about your snack and turn it into a rhyming poem, anytime your English learners can take something they wrote, creative writing, and make it rhyme, it just becomes, and then take it next level. We do this in our sessions at Beyond. Take it next level, have them put a beat to it. Tell them to make their sensory snack poem a rap. Are you feeling me? This is just fun for them. It takes things to a level that they can relate to and connect to that is not scholastic. You feeling me? Go ahead, Rona. Okay.
Can I jump in real quick on that one?
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in too and say, if you're teaching this remote, this is a super fun one to get to say to students, everyone go grab your favorite snack. If you have it, go grab it, bring it, don't show us. And then you're going to have it there to write about, or find a picture of it and we'll share out and guess at the end. So a lot of fun for the students.
And if you're back in the classroom hybrid, you're going to see them sometimes. If you know sensory snacks are coming, let's say you do this and someone shared their sensory snack poem about barbecue potato chips. Great. Maybe the next day, maybe you spend a few bucks and you bring some barbecue potato chips into class. You know, you can do some fun things to connect the poems that they're writing to the actual physical experience. You could bring in something for everyone to taste, feel, close their eyes. You know, my background and Rona's background is in theater and performing arts. This is a really fun thing to do, to eat, to feel, to taste, to create the sense memory, and then write about it. This isn't something that's going to happen in your average classroom. And you have freedom when you're on a call like this. You are an innovative educator who's willing to do those things in the classroom, right? And all that happens is the students who don't have you as their teacher are bummed out because everyone's going to be walking around the hallway with barbecue powder on their face. What happened? We had chips in class. I'm just saying. Okay. Sensory snacks. Okay, we're going to do another thing here with you. See this screen? You're going to get it. You don't have to write it down. You'll share this with your students on screen, especially your English learners, and you might ask them to take a moment to write it down. That's good practice. Or you might just have one of them read it aloud while they look at it, or you read it aloud, right? So this is simple. Janaya, you want to unmute yourself and just read this screen out loud for us? Do you mind?
I was actually about to head out. I have another commitment I have.
Okay, we miss you already. Amy Jackson.
This was a great webinar though. Thank you.
Thank you, Janaya. Thanks for showing your face.
No problem.
So appreciate it. Amy Jackson, read it out loud, girl. Unmute yourself. Unmute.
So which one do you want me to read out loud?
The screen that Rona is showing you. Just everything.
Now use all the skills you have learned. Write a complete story. Remember, brainstorming ideas about colors and settings and characters, using sentences building to describe what is happening and why. Use sensory details, sight, sound, smell, taste, texture. Make your story pop.
So we've been on, by the time we hang up, this would have been, it'll be short of 90 minutes, which is great. Look at all of what you did in just an hour and 15, right now it's an hour and 10 minutes. We didn't start writing till probably a quarter or 20 after. Look, you wrote a list of colors, you wrote details about the setting, you described characters, you did sentence building, all with different images. You used sensory details to create a poem. You did a lot. Bring all of it together with this next image that Rona's going to show you, and you just turn the page of a children's book and a child is going to read this story, take all that work you did in this scaffolded approach and do it. You have 4 minutes. Just write. Bring it all in. Bring it all together.
Don't forget those sensory details.
Exactly. Ready, set, write.
Two more minutes.
Casey, I know you have more descriptive language you can put in there. You're not done, Jennifer. There's more.
Okay, 1 more minute, so start to wrap it up.
If you think you've already finished, go back to the top. See where you can stick in a few more adjectives. Bye, Yesenia. Okay.
Okay, that's 4 minutes.
Wow. So 4 minutes, that's a nice long time for grown-up people who know how to write, right? We wanted to give you that. And when you work with your students, it's up to you. If they're still writing, you're going to gamify it. Okay, I'm going to give you only 30 more seconds. That makes them feel safe and excited. And if you want to start at 3 minutes, that's all you have to do, and then give them an extra minute. It's up to you on time, right? Who, raise your hand, Who wants to share what they wrote for us? Who wants to share? We're just going to pick. Yes, I know. We got Amy and then Curtis. Well, Amy, go ahead, girl. Look at her.
Okay. Grandma Rose, turn it up. Make those plants vibrate and jive. Come on, Max. Can't you feel the beat? It makes me want to move my red shoes across the floor. These old turns are hot, Grandma. Who knew that these old dusty records could make me move? Hey, let's go outside and feel the breeze on our faces while we dance in the sun.
So great. Oh my God, I love that. It had everything, every little element. And as you were reading, my eyes were moving to who you were talking about. And then red shoes. I was like, wait, I wanted to find the red shoes. I'm 50. I got very excited about where are the red shoes. That I love. Curtis, I just love how proud you are of your creative capacity. It's the best. What do you got?
Thank you. So actually, when I was just writing, I kind of ended up writing a poem. But so I put, the music was exciting and catchy. The siblings laughed and sang along. The mouth-watery smell of the baked goods came from the kitchen. Meanwhile, the soft whistling wind provided me with its own melody. It was certainly Grandma's house.
Oh, that's so funny. Curtis, we're all hugging you. Can we all get
right here?
Curtis, honey, that was sweet. Listen, Cecilia or Madeline or Ava Bravo, are any of you there where you actually wrote? If so, you could show your face and share if you'd like.
You can just unmute and read aloud if you want.
That's right, you could just unmute and read aloud. But if not, I feel like it's time for Courtney to read her story. Did you write it? Oh, sorry, Courtney. There she goes. Come on, girl. That's what you get for being the peanut gallery. Read it, girl. Inspire us. We are a screen full of 6-year-old children.
I knew I should have kept my video off. No, I'm just kidding. There's a reason I'm better at, old school expository than these. Okay. The room was filled with an energizing tune that made Anne, Bella, and Rocco jump from the green bench to dance on the gray living room rug. Nona rocked in her brown rocker with love and delight, watching her grandchildren run and dance. Anne's brown pigtails bounced as she hopped to and fro. Bella's dress twirled as she spun to each cymbal hit. And then you called time.
Oh my God, give her love. Courtney, here you are. Look at you. You're a grown-up person. You think expository. That was so creative. That was so well written. You brought so many important elements into that made it like the perfect story for that page. And here you are, an adult, judging yourself and not feeling good enough. So, but I imagine if a student of yours said, I'm not, what would you say? Let's pretend. So a student was insecure, nervous, and not confident in their ability out loud, just like you were. How should we all counsel or help a student in the place you just were? What would you say?
Am I answering that, or is the group answering?
You are answering that. This is SEL. This is, what would you say to a student who said, I'm not good at this, I'm only good at whatever, and then read that beautiful writing?
Well, verbatim, I don't know off the top of my head, but when I taught for 5 years in the middle school level, I would hear that constantly. So maybe that's where I picked up that habit. And knowing the student at the time, because I would build those relationships, it likely would be one-on-one on their level, and we would break down what they wrote. And depending on the type of positive affirmations they received or accepted, I guess for me, is how I would gauge what I would say back to them, because I, like you, would not like them saying and putting themselves down like that. So I do appreciate you saying that. So yeah, no, definitely that happened.
I know, but so now talk to you. What are we saying to you? Come on, Courtney, we're doing this.
Therapy session. Talk to me. Okay. Let's see. I guess for me, I would just say that creativity comes in many different ways, and everybody has a different reality and views things differently. And therefore, everything that I wrote down is exactly how I saw the world or that picture in this sense. And it was perfectly stated for what was asked of me. And then some other stuff probably.
Awesome. It's so important. It's so important, guys. We can't, kids are smart, right? Young people, they smell our stuff. They smell our fear. They smell our insecurities. We all, I don't know about you. I had parents, they had lots of stuff going on and I sensed it. I could feel it. When you're a teacher, when you could share your own vulnerability, right, Maritza, Leslie, Courtney, when you're able to say, listen, I had this fear that it makes them feel safer. We're allowed to be vulnerable for our children, right? We don't have to lose our minds in front of the classroom. But it's important that they believe you and trust you when you tell them you have your own worldview. That was perfect what you did. It's important. They have to believe you. And for them to believe us, we have to kind of get there ourselves or fake it till we make it, right? So that was awesome of you, Courtney. We're all looking at you. That wasn't easy. We get that. Thank you for doing that with us. Okay, so questions, reflections, thoughts, ideas. You stayed on with us. Anything, everyone unmute yourself. Anyone want to share anything? You're going to get all this stuff and more than what we showed. But unmute yourself and tell us anything you want to tell us. Madeline, Cecilia, Ava, anyone who hasn't said anything yet, feel free. Melanie, Amy, someone just raise your hand.
Real quick, I would like to say it was a great webinar. My tablet here, it's about to die, so I don't want it just to disappear on you guys. But thank you very much. I felt like I really did take a lot from this. And I've been trying to run a creative writing program here. And I felt like I've had some good experiences with experienced writers, like kids who like to write, but I wasn't really getting much development in the younger members that hadn't really known how to write. But I feel like if I start doing activities like this, I might see vast improvement in that.
Fantastic.
So thank you so much.
Amazing.
And sorry to cut you out. My tablet, it's literally like 2%. So I was just like, oh no.
Curtis, if you want to throw your email in the chat box, then Rona can reach out to you. We can set a time to Zoom and we'll show you stuff.
Okay, and Curtis, I think I just wanted to say to all of us, like we're all a community here to support each other all the time, and especially during these times. So I think our emails and different things will come across and what the groups blast out. So just reach out because we're here to help each other through this and help our students because that's what we're all here for. And so thank you all for sharing today. You are amazing. I want to be in all your classes.
Right, exactly. Amy and Melanie, you want to say anything?
I have to admit, we do a monthly meet or a weekly meet with our staff for after school, because we cover 22 different school districts. And last week I was PD for it, and it was, you need to check out the Beyond, the webinars for today and for the rest of the month, because I am not a great writer, Courtney. I am totally with you. When they asked me to write, I'm like, oh crap, why did I sign up for this? But it's gotten easier for me. And I think if it's hard for me as an adult, it's hard for my students. It's also hard when you throw in that ELA portion. It's, so it's helped me step out of my box to make my comfort. And also that I'm willing to share that with my coworkers to say, hey, have you tried this? Here's a fun activity. And just one. And I know that for the fall or after school, I'm within a school building, so we will be remote because they want to keep the kids at home as much as possible, but get enough school time in. We're in Illinois. It's crazy. But, this is giving me some ideas that my teachers can do with some remote learning that's fun and not being writing crammed down your throat. So I've really enjoyed them so far.
Amy, 2 things for all of you. What you get today from Paul and Elizabeth, great team building. Yeah. We do PD and grown-ups do this stuff. I want to say to Amy and to everyone who's still on, we have developed in this lockdown COVID time a robust 400 slide. Honestly, I worked it out the other day with someone for hours on the screen. It's 30 to 40 hours of virtual, what you just did. We call it our supplemental and enrichment, ELA, ELD, narrative, creative, and reflective writing. There's journaling there. It's a really beautiful program for virtual instruction. We feel like we figured out the little secret sauce that will keep a young person, even a high schooler, engaged in a distance learning experience and doing tons of tangible. At the end of it, there is so much written content, proof, evidence of their work. It isn't living in a cloud. It's very important. So Amy, let us know how to find you, or you just find us, right?
Yep.
So I want to share that with anyone here. Melanie, take us out, baby. Tell us something, girl, and then we're going to hang up, and Elizabeth, I don't know. I'm sorry, girl. We go long. I don't know.